Yo, what's up? Yo! It's the Mortal guys, and we are looking at biographies and endings of the characters of Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. Let's get right into it. Am I right? It's gonna be a long ass video. Alright, who first? Quan Chi. Okay, regular. Quan Chi. Stranded in the Netherrealm, Quan Chi was persistently tormented by the Ninja Spectre Scorpion. But with assistance from Moloch and Draman, Quan Chi discovered the truth about the amulet he had stolen from the fallen elder god Shinnok. An ancient runestone bearing the likeness of his amulet revealed new information that would enable Quan Chi to traverse the realms through a network of ancient gateways. Narrowly evading Scorpion's wrath, he escaped the Netherrealm through one of these gateways and emerged in the ancient tomb in Outworld. Let's see what this should say. Quan Chi had stumbled upon the ancient mummified army of the long-forgotten Dragon King. Writings on the king's sarcophagus had revealed that the army was invincible and that it could be revived. Quan Chi struck a deal with the sorcerer Shang Tsung to resuscitate the army in return for the constant supply of souls his amulet could unlock from a gateway to the heavens. Before any alliance between the two could succeed, however, their two strongest opponents would have to be eliminated. So these are like prequels?
What's info? Yeah. What's info?
Saying that you unlocked his ass?
Oh.
So...
what's he saying?
No, I'm saying this is basically like his prequel
Before the game starts, yes.
Yeah. Is that how it is for everyone?
Probably.
Li Mei. The Deadly Alliance commanded Kano and his troops to force a small population of people to construct a palace fortress.
Oh, there you go.
One of those enslaved was Li Mei, who rebelled against invaders and attacked Kano himself. Recognizing the warrior spirit she possessed, the sorcerer Quan Chi offered to free her people if she could win the Deadly Alliance tournament. If she did not win, however, she would be forced to serve the Alliance and her people would remain slaves forever. Li Mei had no choice but to accept the offer. During the construction of Shang Tsung's palace, Li Mei discovered that it would be constructed around the ancient stone structure located on a nearby plateau. Her people have regarded the relic as sacred for as long as anyone could remember. Legends told that it was a portrayal to the heavens left behind the gods themselves. When Quan Chi activated the portal with his mysterious amulet and countless souls spewed forth, trapped between the realms, it was clear that the legends had been true.
This boy said portrayal. I know.
Natara. Where it's normal. The vampire Natara had at long last discovered the location of the orb that bound her realm to Outworld. Unfortunately, it rested in a location she could never access. However, the ninja cyborg Cyrax of Earthrealm had the ability to retrieve it for her. Through careful manipulation, she convinced Reptile to engage Cyrax in combat and destroy his arm panel in the process. The damage to his transporter left him stranded in Outworld. Her plan was coming together beautifully. Natara offered to send Cyrax back to Earthrealm if he could retrieve the orb from its hiding place. Natara carried a gemstone around her neck. These gemstones made it possible for her people to traverse the realms. They had done so for ages and had even visited Earthrealm regularly in search of blood. Cyrax had no choice but to accept the offer and journeyed with her to the presumed location of the orb. As they traveled across Outworld, however, they had the strange feeling that they were being followed.
Reptile following him? I forgot who's following him. Probably, huh?
I have no idea.
Because he got distracted from trying to save Shao Kahn. Who was it? Who was next?
Well, it wasn't Reptile if Reptile was in the beginning.
Yeah. She got him to bit his arm and that was it. And he started following him again or something. I don't know. We'll see, I guess.
Shang Tsung.
The sorcerer Shang Tsung was imprisoned in the depths of Shao Kahn's fortress, punished for failing to win the Mortal Kombat tournament in Earthrealm. Periodically, he was released to perform tasks for the Emperor, until he eventually regained Shao Kahn's favor and was given his freedom. He remained in Outworld, risking his life to drain the souls of combatants in order to sustain his youth. All this changed the day the sorcerer Quan Chi returned from the Netherrealm. Quan Chi proposed an alliance to Shang Tsung that would prove to be mutually beneficial. He offered Shang Tsung immortality by unlocking a portal linked to the heavens. Shang Tsung would therefore have access to an unlimited number of souls to preserve his youth. In return, all Quan Chi required was Shang Tsung's assistance in transplanting warrior souls into the mummified remains of the Dragon King's undefeatable army. Shang Tsung accepted the offer and the Deadly Alliance was formed.
Let's go.
Nice.
Nice.
Kano.
Where he
Can't
at?
know. Can't know.
Kano had been defeated in a battle with the Special Forces agent Sonya Blade during Shao Kahn's invasion of Earthrealm.
Hello, man.
Shao Kahn incarcerated Kano for this failure, but later hastily promoted him to general when he prevented the Emperor's assassination at the hands of the Shokan warrior known as Shiva.
Got him.
With the merging of Earthrealm and Outworld not yet complete, Shao Kahn ordered Kano to portal back to the last remnants of Outworld to gather more troops for the final push against the Earthrealm opposition.
Nice. Classic Kano's going.
Kano had remained in Outworld and served as general of Shao Kahn's military after the retreat from Earthrealm. For years he enjoyed the power of commanding the greatest army in Outworld, but Shao Kahn's power was fading and there was a chance that Kitana's forces might spell the Emperor's undoing. When the sorcerers Shang Tsung and Quan Chi confronted Shao Kahn in a surprise attack, Kano decided not to interfere and remained hidden in the shadows to ally with the winning side. Once Shao Kahn was defeated, Kano offered his allegiance to the Deadly Alliance.
Damn.
Boys, stay on top. Having freed her home world of Edenia from Shao Kahn's grasp, Kitana led her people to battle against the weakened Emperor in a preemptive strike. She allied with the Shokan armies of Outworld, led by Prince Goro, and together their two nations were on the brink of victory. Tragedy struck when Goro was killed in battle and the Shokan army spiraled into leaderless chaos. But in a strange turn of events, Shao Kahn was slain by unknown assailants and Kano's troops began a hasty retreat. Kitana had won, but at a terrible cost to the Shokan people. Rip Goro. The last of the Emperor Shao Kahn's armies had retreated and it seemed to Kitana that a new era of peace was at hand. But when a small number of hideous undead soldiers began to appear under the banner of the sorcerers Shang Tsung and Quan Chi, her dreams of returning to the realm of Edenia would have to wait. Her army clashed with this new threat but were easily cut down by the bewitched weapons that the undead army wielded. The souls of her slain troops left their bodies and flew off into the distance, attracted to a bright green beacon. God damn, that Soulnado. Cyrax. The cyborg ninja Cyrax had regained his soul with the aid of Special Forces agents Sonya Blade and Jackson Briggs. In return for their help, he joined the Special Forces Outer World Investigation Agency and became a scout in the realm of Outworld. On his last transport to that realm, Cyrax was ambushed by a reptilian creature. His arm console was damaged in the struggle, and with his inter-realm portal technology, he defeated the creature, but will have to find some other means to return to Earthrealm. Nice, it's tying shit in. A vampire named Natara offered Cyrax a deal to return him to Earthrealm if he retrieved for her an object from the molten depths of Outworld. His cybernetic exterior was resistant to the harsh environment in which the object was hidden, but only for a short period of time. It was a risky proposition, but it was one that Cyrax was willing to take to return to Earth. Although he did not fully trust Natara, he agreed to travel with her to the location of the mysterious object.
Nice.
Very interesting. Sonya. Agent Sonya Blade and her team had finished their mission of demolishing any known ancient interrealm portals when she received word from Jax that the agency's portal chamber had been destroyed. With no means for traversing the realm, Sonya realized that there were now two agents lost in Outworld. The first had been the ninja cyborg Cyrax, whom the agency had lost contact with some time ago, and now Agent Kenshi, originally sent to find Cyrax, was lost as well. She would have to find a way to get to Outworld and bring them home.
I like her alternate, it's kind of cool.
Sonya was instructed to accompany Jax to an island in the Lost Sea where the Thunder God Raiden would meet them. The island had once been the location of her first Mortal Kombat tournament a decade ago. Now it was an abandoned reminder of the struggle between Earthrealm and the forces of evil. As she and the other heroes waited for Raiden to appear, she came to the realization that this time she had no plan of attack. All Sonya knew for sure was that somehow she had to rescue her fellow agents as her special forces training dictated no man would be left behind.
Johnny Cage.
Johnny Cage.
Where you at, though?
He was on the other one.
Oh, he was? Where? I don't see him. Oh.
There he goes.
Johnny Cage had been fed up with the lame writing on his current movie, Mortal Kombat: The Death of Johnny Cage, in which his character repeatedly died and was resurrected. To him, his real-life adventures were much more sensational. He kicked butt, but the studio felt that the hero needed to take a fall for dramatic purposes. Johnny Cage reluctantly agreed to continue with the project until the Thunder God Raiden called him away to a new adventure in Outworld.
1847?
For maximum dramatic effect, Johnny Cage arrived on the island fortress of Shang Tsung by way of parachute. He glided to the exact place on the beach where Raiden had told him to rendezvous with the others. When night fell, the Earthrealm combatants lit a fire and discussed possible strategies to defeat the Outworld threat. Once the fire had reached its full strength, Raiden finally appeared and revealed to them the events that had led to the formation of the Deadly Alliances.
Beginning cutscene. Oh, Rancho.
During the years that Shang Tsung had sponsored the Mortal Kombat tournaments on Earth, the Outworld Master Baraicho was secretly training warriors for competition. It is even speculated that it was he who brought the fighting style of drunken boxing to Earthrealm. After many years, he finally discovered the Shaolin monk Liu Kang and taught him the martial arts moves he needed to defeat Shang Tsung. Later, with the tournament securely in the hands of the Shaolin, his teachings were no longer needed and he returned to Outworld. So this man's the OG. Baraicho had been unable to compete against Shang Tsung in the Mortal Kombat tournament on Earth. His Outworld birthplace guaranteed that his victory would have been in the name of Shao Kahn, but the conflict this time was not a tournament to prevent an evil emperor from consuming another realm. This time the battle was to save his own realm from the tyranny of two evil sorcerers. Nothing could hold him back from the challenge that lay before him. The wrath of Baraicho would be unleashed once again.
Let's go.
So that's why he came back, so he could actually do something.
Not limited to weird tournament rules.
Sub-Zero had reformed the Lin Kuei clan and held a tournament to recruit the best of the best. The winner was a mysterious female named Frost who seemed to have freezing abilities similar to those of Sub-Zero. Breaking with Lin Kuei tradition, the new Grand Master, Sub-Zero, took it upon himself to train this new recruit. With his help, Frost was able to better harness her Kori powers. Sub-Zero was not able to teach her humility, however, and her arrogance grew along with her superior fighting abilities.
Oh, so this is where it started.
Raiden nothing. At request of the Thunder God Raiden, Sub-Zero journeyed to Outworld to help defeat the Deadly Alliance. Frost accompanied him to aid her new mentor and to gain more experience as a warrior. By participating in real-world battles, Sub-Zero had hoped that Frost would gain perspective and enlightenment. But unknown to Sub-Zero, Frost had other reasons for following him into Outworld. She was merely waiting for the right moment to reveal her true intentions. And she about to fuck over Sub-Zero, goddamn. The Elder Gods were fully aware of the potential damage the alliance between Quan Chi and Shang Tsung posed to the stability of the realms. Yet even with this foresight, they all stood firm on their decision not to interfere. All that is, except for one, Raiden. The former God of Thunder pleaded with his fellow Elder Gods to take action, but they refused. Disgusted, Raiden relinquished his Elder God status and returned to Earthrealm to gather support against the coming storm.
It should have been Fujin. Fujin kind of just disappeared.
Raiden returned to Earthrealm to reunite with his comrades and inform them of the impending threat from the Deadly Alliance. Those that accepted his call to arms were instructed to meet him on Shang Tsung's old island fortress, located in the Lost Sea. Once there, Raiden explained in detail the dire situation that faced not only Outworld but Earthrealm as well. He then summoned Shang Tsung's nether ship from the ocean depths, and with it transported them all to a celestial portal known only to sorcerers and deities. They emerged in Outworld ready for battle. Nice, Raiden coming back. Movado. The Red Dragon had existed for centuries as a secretive criminal organization. Members such as Mavado were highly skilled and disciplined warriors, but in the last century, many of the more reckless members became dissatisfied with the restraints the code of the Red Dragon placed on them and broke away to form their own gang. Since then, it has been the Red Dragon's #1 priority to completely eradicate the infidels known collectively as the Black Dragon.
Black Dragon infidels.
It was thought that the Black Dragon had been completely destroyed until Mavado was approached by the two sorcerers Shang Tsung and Quan Chi. The sorcerers offered to hand over the last member of the Black Dragon, Kano, in return for Mavado's assistance in eliminating a spy in Outworld. Mavado accepted the offer and traveled to Outworld with Quan Chi and Shang Tsung by way of secret inter-realm portal located in the Lost Sea. The swordsman who had been spying on Shang Tsung for the past few months would soon be eliminated.
They're trying to have him kill Kenshi.
Fucking Quincy. See, Reptile. We're the normal ones. Reptile had discovered the plot devised by Shang Tsung and Quan Chi to assassinate Shao Kahn, but on his way to inform his master, he was distracted by a vampire woman named Atara. She led him to the hidden base camp of Kitana's forces. Knowing the location of the base would be a great help to the Emperor in the war against Edenia and the Shokan. Eager to relay all that he had learned, Reptile raced back to Shao Kahn's fortress, only to discover him lying dead on the throne room floor.
Good.
You keep yawning, my boy. You good?
I'm tired.
Reptile's detour to Kitana's base camp had delayed him just long enough for Shang Tsung and Quan Chi to spring their attack on Shao Kahn. Reptile was devastated that he had failed his master and wandered the Outworld wastelands aimlessly until he once again crossed paths with Natara. Desperately in need of a master, he offered his loyalty to her. Her first command to him was to attack the invader from Earthrealm, Cyrax. She explained that he must first destroy his arm panel in order to weaken the outsider. I think it's weird how he's just masterless. Like, he needs a master.
Going crazy. Turned into a lizard man. Wow.
A member of the Red Dragon, Su Hao's duty was to infiltrate the Special Forces and covertly guide them to members of the Black Dragon. Once the Black Dragon was seemingly destroyed, Su Hao was ordered to remain amongst the Special Forces ranks as an informant until further notice. That notice came when his superior Mavado ordered him to destroy the Outer World Investigation Agency's ability to travel to Outworld. Su Hao would not dishonor his Red Dragon clan. He would complete his task at any cost. Su Hao gained access to an ion pulse bomb and infiltrated the heavily reinforced underground bunker that housed the techno portals designed by the agency. Barely evading Jax, Su Hao activated the portal Outworld, switched on the bomb, and escaped into the portal before the ion pulse went off.
Damn.
The agency was destroyed, and with it, any means for inter-realm travel from Earthrealm. Su Hao must now make contact with Mavado and Outworld to receive the next objective. And the boy barely slipped by Jax.
Skip Blaze.
Because he's secret and do him last. Sensing the cries of his captured ancestors, Kenshi made a vow to slay Shang Tsung in order to free them from his grasp. When he learned of Shang Tsung's escape to Outworld, Kenshi agreed to help the Special Forces search for the missing agent Cyrax as a means of gaining access to that realm, which allowed him to act as both rescue party and spy. Shortly after discovering the sorcerer's whereabouts, the agency was destroyed, and with it, his only means for return to Earth. Kenshi now finds himself facing the Deadly Alliance on his own. Wow, fucking Ryu. Years ago, the rogue swordsman Kenshi wandered Japan to challenge the greatest warriors. His purpose in life was simply to be the best. Shang Tsung, however, had discovered Kenshi's true heritage as a descendant of a long-forgotten line of warrior kings. The sorcerer desired to consume the souls of those warrior kings and trick the unknowing Kenshi into releasing them from their tomb, an act which left him blinded. Shang Tsung consumed the souls and left Kenshi to die in the tomb.
Got him.
Fucking hell is that? Jack spent most of his time in the heavily fortified underground facilities of the Outer World Investigation Agency. From an enormous underground chamber, Jax would send his agents to other realms by way of man-made inter-realm portals. Two of his agents, the cyborg ninja Cyrax and the rogue swordsman Kenshi, had been assigned to the realm of Outworld, a domain of strange creatures and maniacal sorcerers. Jax would soon be reminded of just how dangerous a threat to Earthrealm that realm could be. He don't remember all the shit he went through?
Nope. Oh god.
Oh, he dripping.
Big ass chain.
After receiving information from Agent Kenshi about a new threat from Outworld, Jax barely escaped with his life when a traitor destroyed all means for interrealm travel. The Outer World Investigation Agency was completely obliterated, but with the help of the Thunder God Raiden, Jax eventually made it to Outworld to deal with the traitor who now served the Deadly Alliance. Jax swore that he would show no mercy to the one responsible for the destruction. The hunt for Su Hao had begun.
Body.
Looking for his ass.
I'm coming for you.
The Oni tormentor Draman had resided in the fifth plane of the Netherrealm for centuries. It was therefore no surprise to Moloch that Draman would so readily accept Quan Chi's offer of freedom from that realm in return for protection from the Ninja Spectre Scorpion. Draman and Moloch savagely brutalized Scorpion whenever he made a move for Quan Chi. It would not be long before they would be released upon the world of the living and taste mortal flesh once more. What is that in the background?
Doo-doo?
Yeah, it's fucking flesh. Jesus.
Colors and shit.
Draman had led Quan Chi to a structure that housed the remnants of ancient tablets and runestones dating back to the creation of the realms. Quan Chi's eye was caught by a tablet with an image that bore a striking resemblance to his amulet. The engraved writing revealed the amulet's hidden power to control interrealm portals. Breaking his promise, Quan Chi betrayed Moloch and Draman and used the amulet to escape the Netherrealm without them. Unknown to Quan Chi, however, the two Oni also escaped and are now thirsty for revenge.
Get him.
What the hell?
They after his ass. I know that. Wow.
Kung Lao was the first to find the body of his friend and fellow Shaolin monk Liu Kang. He later discovered that it was in fact Shang Tsung who had dealt the fatal blow. Enraged, Kung Lao abandoned his Shaolin beliefs and vowed revenge against the sorcerer. He knew that his fighting skill would not be sufficient to best Shang Tsung. He would need training from the same Outworld master who had taught Liu Kang the one special attack he needed to win Mortal Kombat tournaments so many years ago.
The dragon kick?
Is that what it is?
I'd assume he figured out a bicycle kick.
Kung Lao traveled to Outworld and informed the martial arts master, Baraicho, of Liu Kang's death at the hands of sorcerer Shang Tsung. Devastated by the news, the old master agreed to teach Kung Lao the flying kick Liu Kang had used to defeat Shang Tsung a decade ago. The training was intense, but Baraicho was determined to give Kung Lao a greater edge than he had given Liu Kang. Once Kung Lao had mastered the whirlwind kick, both he and Baraicho journeyed across Outworld to deal with sorcerer Shang Tsung.
Baraicho like, let me just go with you.
I think Kung Lao was really learning at that point. The Ninja Spectre Scorpion had assumed for many years that Sub-Zero had killed his family and clan, only to later discover that the true murderer was the sorcerer Quan Chi. After revealing his treachery, Quan Chi then attempted to send Scorpion to the fifth plane of the Netherrealm. Thinking quickly, Scorpion grappled the sorcerer at the last moment and they were both transported to the Forbidden Realm. That's the end of 4. This turn of events boded well for Scorpion as his strength increased the longer he remained there. Quan Chi's powers, however, proved to be useless against him.
Got he.
Scorpion hunted Quan Chi relentlessly throughout the Netherrealm, thrashing him every chance he could. Eventually, Quan Chi enlisted the help of two Oni to protect him from the onslaught. When Quan Chi finally discovered a way out of the Netherrealm through a strange portal, Scorpion rushed to follow him. He emerged in Outworld but in a different location, far from his prey. He can still sense Quan Chi's presence and will hunt him wherever he runs to. There is nowhere the sorcerer can hide.
Oh, damn.
After his
Fucking goddamn, just exit the whole ass thing. Who's next? Sub-Zero? Sub-Zero. Raiden appeared before Sub-Zero and asked for his aid in defeating the Deadly Alliance in Outworld. Fighting alongside Raiden would prove to the world that the Lin Kuei had changed for the better. Sub-Zero accepted the challenge and brought with him one of his newest recruits. It was highly unusual for the Grandmaster to embark on such a dangerous mission, but Sub-Zero felt it was necessary to earn the respect of his fellow Lin Kuei. The future of the Lin Kuei hung in the balance of Sub-Zero and the Ninja Cyborg Sector battles for control of the Dragon Medallion. Sub-Zero defeated Sector, then claimed the title of Grand Master. With his freezing powers enhanced by the medallion, he vowed to reform the Lin Kuei as a force for good. Sub-Zero relocated the clan to a remote location in the frozen Arctic where he had discovered an ancient temple frozen into the side of a glacier. There, the new Lin Kuei could hone their skills without interruption.
Pretty cool.
That's everybody. Now we'll do the two secret characters. So why you gotta go back like that?
Why you press back when you in that screen?
The mysterious outworld elemental known only as Blaze had been long on a quest throughout the realm. During his quest, he was ambushed on a bridge by an ancient sect of holy men still serving the long-dead Dragon King. The holy men enslaved him through the mystic incantations and forced him to protect the last known great dragon egg. For many years, he has remained submerged beneath the molten rock as the incubation chamber as guardian of the egg. Interesting. Mocap, you already know.
Let's go.
A former martial arts teacher on the north side of Chicago, the man commonly referred to as Mocap was called upon Johnny Cage to do some motion capture work for his new movie, Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliances. Mocap was flown to Hollywood to begin his first session, which consisted mainly of the crane and snake styles. Although many other martial artists were used, Mocap was brought in repeatedly for his vast knowledge of fighting techniques. Let's go. This man's so good, Johnny. Johnny called him up? Damn.
Pretty cool.
Alright, all the bios. Let's get to the endings. Here we are with the endings. I don't gotta read these for once.
Nice.
And you already know, shout out to the boy once again, Life and Death.
Let's give a quick shout out to Life and Death
Life
for
and
hooking
Death.
us up real
Supporting
quick.
us with the endings.
Got that 300k subscribers, or 400.
Almost 400. Alright, let's watch
Nice.
this.
The hunt for Quan Chi had led
We saw this one on our Towers video.
Scorpion entered the palace through a hidden passage.
Oh,
As he made his way through the lower levels, he was discovered by the two Oni he had previously encountered while in the Netherrealm. Shang Tsung had secretly allied with Moloch and Draman as a backup defense against Quan Chi. The two Oni had been hidden in an underground chamber and were periodically fed mortals to keep them satisfied. Scorpion fought well, but was overpowered by Moloch and Draman. Although they could not consume the Ninja Spectre, they devised another means for eliminating their foe that would satisfy their cruel nature. The Oni brought Scorpion before the portal to the heavens that Shang Tsung had tapped as a source of limitless souls. They hurled him into the Solnado, and his hellspawn body was ripped apart by the purity of that realm.
Hella savage. Scorpion's ending, he dies.
Yep, yeah, bro.
Look at this boy. That don't even look like Suhao.
Is this for Jax?
Suhao, now revealed to be a member of the Red Dragon, Suhao had infiltrated the Special Forces Outer World Investigation Agency and destroyed it with a miniature nuclear weapon. Making his promise, Jax eventually caught up with Suhao and ripped the implant from his chest in retribution.
Damn.
Suhao died a most painful death.
I
Damn.
thought that's how he died.
Yep, cut his shit ripped
Why-
out.
Well, this one is canon.
Yeah, I think so. I think like he's dead. He's
The
done.
Alliance was successful in reviving the mummified remains of the Dragon King's undefeatable army. Shang Tsung, however, began to realize that his relevance in the partnership had evaporated once his talents for soul transplantation were no longer needed. The balance of power within the Deadly Alliance had seemingly been undone. Fearing betrayal, he secretly instructed Kano to steal Quan Chi's amulet in an attempt to gain control of the army. Since part of the soul transfer spell included the command to obey he who possesses the amulet, the army would obey only Shang Tsung and not Quan Chi once the amulet was in his possession.
Ooh,
Amulet in
damn.
hand, Shang Tsung revealed his betrayal to Quan Chi and commanded the army to destroy the sorcerer. Shang Tsung would succeed where others had failed. He would conquer the realms. He would conquer Earth.
Okay, so this one's Shang Tsung's ending.
Yeah.
Fucking got Quan Chi's ass. Ooh, Kung Lao.
Rage fueled Kung Lao's thirst for revenge. The memory of holding his fellow monk's broken body on the Lei Tai of the Wuxi Academy grounds consumed him as he rained blow after blow down upon Shang Tsung.
Gone.
Kung Lao had finally mastered the attack Bo Raicho had taught him. The sorcerer could not withstand his whirlwind assault. Shang Tsung
Nice,
begged
spam that
for
shit.
mercy. Kung Lao granted him none.
Ani.
Upon his return to Earthrealm, Kung Lao
Liu
stood
Kang
before the
shooting like that.
modest shrine to Liu Kang, which had been erected by the Wuxi initiates during his absence in Outworld. He lit a stick of incense and placed it among the others already burning there. He bowed his head and prayed for safe passage to the afterlife for his friend and brother.
That's cool.
With Shang Tsung's death, Liu Kang's spirit could rest peacefully. Earthrealm was safe once more, but at a terrible cost. The work of the White Lotus Society had become more important than ever.
So he just whooped Shang Tsung's ass, but didn't give a shit about Quan
He
Chi.
got his ass.
Li Mei had been promised that her people would be freed from enslavement if she could win the tournament held by the Deadly Alliance. Now that she had emerged victorious, the true purpose behind the tournament was finally revealed to her. Her soul would be the last one Shang Tsung needed to completely revive the Dragon King's lost army.
I'm savage.
Her people would never be freed, and Li Mei herself would remain trapped inside the mummified remains of a dead soldier, cursed to serve the Deadly Alliance forever.
Dude, I could see her eyes. I didn't even notice it.
Just got wrecked.
That would have been cool if this was canon. Then next game you play is that fucking thing.
Kenshi had finally caught up with Shang Tsung in Outworld. Years ago, Kenshi had been manipulated into releasing the souls of his warrior ancestors. Shang Tsung had consumed those souls and left Kenshi to die in the tomb. The ordeal left Kenshi blinded, but the sword of his ancestors led him out of the depths. To redeem himself, Kenshi had vowed to free his ancestors from their captor. He cut Shang Tsung down with his ancestral sword, and a blast of souls was instantly released. The spirits of the warrior kings re-entered the sword as Kenshi held it above his head. His duty fulfilled, he could now return to Earthrealm.
Pretty cool.
Let's go. Does that mean the sword's even more OP?
That's probably when it started
That's-
glowing red.
The enormous heat and pressure of the lava burned out Cyrax's sensors almost immediately. He cast about blindly in the infernal pit, searching for the orb Nitara had sent him to locate. Cyrax found it resting upon a small submerged pedestal beneath the molten depths. As soon as he clambered to the surface, she demanded he hand over the orb. Nitara had promised to return Cyrax to Earthrealm once the orb had been retrieved. Taking her necklace in hand, she uttered a mystical incantation. A swirling portal opened around Cyrax had he only had time for a solemn bow before he was swept into the gateway.
Nice.
Oh, so
He
nothing
did
it. No.
He did his
betrayal.
job. No betrayal.
Well, why did
Suhao
that?
reported to his superior, Movado, and informed him of his success in destroying the Special Forces Outer World Investigation Agency. Movado then informed Suhao of his next objective. It seemed that Quan Chi was proven to be a powerful ally and was willing to aid the Red Dragon in its quest for domination of Earth. In a show of good faith, Movado agreed to destroy Quan Chi's enemies. The sorcerer suspected betrayal from Shang Tsung. There was evidence that Shang Tsung had allied with the two Oni, known as Moloch and Brahmin. Su Hao's new orders were to eliminate the sorcerer Shang Tsung before the Oni eliminated Quan Chi.
Damn, he's like, go get him
Man, I got
before they
backup
get
plans
him.
on backup plans, but Jack's out here interrupting they backup plans and shit. Oh.
After the destruction of the Deadly Alliance, Sonya searched for the missing Special Forces agent Kenshi. She finally discovered him, badly beaten and near death, apparently from hook-like wounds in his ribcage. She managed to return him to the rendezvous point where I transported them back to Earthrealm.
Oh, is this Raiden?
Yeah.
For Raiden been talking this
Upon
whole
her
time.
return, Sonya was promoted
Her
to
outfit don't make no
and
sense.
given
Yeah,
a
no.
choice of command. She
Sheldon.
handpicked a team to deal with new terrorist threats located on Earth, while in Outworld, Special Agent Kenshi had learned of a new threat to peace. The Red Dragon had awakened.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so Novato that whooped his ass.
Yeah.
Got him. I guess Onaga.
Once again, the threat to Earthrealm
That
has
is?
been
The guy in the
vanquished.
middle, yeah.
What the
Deadly
hell?
Alliance is no more. What dangers lie in the future, I can no longer foresee.
Is that Moloch on the left,
Perhaps
though?
the
There's two
Dragon King
Molochs.
will in fact return. Perhaps the depths of the Netherrealm will spew forth a legion of Oni. Even the vampire people pose a threat to peace now that Outworld is in chaos. But one thing is certain. Earthrealm must be protected. I have abandoned my status as Elder God to aid these mortals and act defiant of the heavens. I will instead remain here on Earth as God of Thunder.
Raiden has a beast ass voice.
He always has a pretty cool voice.
Savage.
As they traveled back to the portal that would return them to Earthrealm, Sub-Zero revealed to Frost that she had been an integral part in the destruction of the Deadly Alliance, and that he was proud to have her as a member of the Lin Kuei clan. But unknown to Sub-Zero, Frost's true intention for joining the Lin Kuei was to become Grandmaster herself.
Bruh.
She used her Ice Blast to temporarily immobilize him and rip the dragon medallion from his chest. As she held the medallion, she felt power surge through her body. Lacking the strength and discipline required to control the medallion's immense power, she was consumed by her own freezing ability.
Oh, that's on Armageddon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Find her in a block of ice.
The Deadly Alliance was successful in reviving the mummified remains of the Dragon King's undefeatable army. It would appear that nothing could stand in the way of Shang Tsung and Quan Chi as they began their domination of the realms. Unfortunately for Shang Tsung, however, Quan Chi had no further need for the partnership. Once Shang Tsung had finally revived the last of the mummified warriors, Quan Chi closed the portal to the heavens and effectively shut off Shang Tsung's endless supply of souls. Quan Chi then instructed Kano to assassinate Shang Tsung in a surprise weapon attack. With their captor cut wide open, the thousands of souls Shang Tsung had consumed in the past spewed forth and swirled around the room. Quan
Damn.
Chi came to the realization that if Kano could so easily turn on Shang Tsung, he could also turn on Quan Chi himself. Quan Chi used his sorcery to drain the life from Kano and left his body where it fell. Immediately, one of the lingering souls shot into Kano's body. To Quan Chi's surprise, the man standing before him was no longer the Black Dragon
Damn.
as Kano. Kano's body
Oh!
of the Shaolin monk.
Oh, he got Golskis now.
Bro,
remember that.
Liu Kang took over Kano's body. That's fucking
Possessed
wild.
him. What the hell?
Those
For
boys is
years,
pimps.
Movato's Red Dragon clan had been secretly engineering the destruction of their
Good thing that
rivals,
shit wasn't
the Black
canon.
Dragon.
God damn.
Through careful manipulation, Movato had used the special forces to unwittingly aid them in this task. In return for eliminating Kenshi for the Deadly Alliance, Movato was finally granted his battle with the last known member of the Black Dragon, Kano. After a long, brutal fight, Movato emerged victorious, and all traces of the Black Dragon had been erased. Impressed with the fighting skill and discipline of Movado, as well as other members of his clan, Quan Chi realized the potential
back
the
be
Red
looking
Dragon held
weird.
for staging the eventual invasion
Oh
of
yeah,
Earthrealm.
what the fuck?
In return for their continued assistance, he offered crucial information about a new threat to Movado's Red Dragon clan, the Lin Kuei.
God. Dude, his back is all. That shit look like a folded bag.
Yeah,
What
for
the
real.
fuck?
Oh,
Damn!
Shit.
By the way his adventures had been portrayed in the past, Johnny Cage found a loophole in his contract and
That guy
left
T-posed
MCM
him.
Studios during the
Like
production of
Chainsaw
Mortal Kombat.
Sonya
The Death
chilling
of
in a
Johnny
chair.
Cage. He then used his own money to fund the production of his next movie, which is rumored to be the true story of his latest adventures in Outworld. Deadly Alliance broke
Fucking
all
Sonya.
records in its first weekend in theaters and made Johnny Cage extremely wealthy. The movie told the true story of how Johnny Cage single-handedly saved the world from the threat of Quan Chi and Shang Tsung's Deadly Alliance.
Dude, that would have been a sick ass movie in real life.
How happened to the subtitles? They stopped.
Yeah, they disappeared with the.
Kitana's longtime
Poster.
enemy Shao
Look at all them
Kahn was
girls.
dead, and the alliance between Shang Tsung and Quan Chi was defeated with the help of warriors from Earthrealm. Although there was peace once more throughout the realms, all was not right for Kitana. Saddened by the death of Goro, she attended a ceremony in the Kuotan Palace to honor her
Kuotan?
fallen friend and ally. Following Shokan tradition, Prince Goro's body was lowered into the molten rock contained within the throne room itself. As Kitana said goodbye to her wartime ally, she also held a moment of silence for Liu Kang, and secretly wished he had joined her in Edenia so many years ago.
Interesting. That was sort of whack intro.
Despite the strong sulfurous stench
Oh,
that filled
crazy.
the chamber, Reptile could smell that Nitara and Cyrax had been there recently.
How
There was
Cyrax?
no sign of them now, except for some scattered
Smell that
glass
oil.
shards and a residual trace of strong magical energies. His revenge would have to wait. Suddenly, an expected hush filled the chamber as energy cascaded around what appeared to be a dragon embryo. The tiny dragon stretched, and the egg cracked. A beam of energy ripped out from inside and lanced into Reptile. His world was filled with a roaring power as his squamous body was twisted and transformed. The ancient prophecy had been fulfilled. The Dragon King had returned.
Damn.
Use Reptile's body to come back on some
The
crazy
Dragon King had returned.
shit. From Natara's
After
perspective, I
what
guess.
seemed like an eternity, Cyrax finally emerged from the lava, holding the orb that had bound Nitara's realm to Outworld for ages. At last, it was within her grasp. She would be able to free her people from Shao Kahn's imprisonment. Fulfilling her end of the bargain, she sent Cyrax back to his Earthrealm home in exchange for the orb. Nitara stared into the orb. It seethed with the power trapped within. She raised it above her head and then smashed it to the floor. It shattered with an inhuman soul-rending howl. Its horrible energy exploded away and tore her consciousness from her. She awoke later for the first time on her native soil.
No, so it just worked.
What?
Cool. I guess she went back to her own place.
Oh.
Sent by the sorcerer's Shang Tsung,
Like pushing his ass.
known as Draman and Moloch, confronted Quan Chi, enraged that he had tried to leave them stranded in the bowels of the Netherrealm. In the battle that ensued, Draman leapt at Quan Chi, and both combatants stumbled into the inner sanctum chamber. Moments later, Draman emerged from the chamber, altered from his previous form.
Wait, that's Drawman? Drawman came back?
Seeing
Normal?
as a human now.
Let's fucking go.
The
The
Deadly
hell?
Alliance, Sub-Zero
That never
returned to the
came
new
up
temple
ever
of the
again.
Lin Kuei with the
Drawman never did in general
Giant
either.
Frost.
Because, yeah.
A short time later, I visited the temple to commend him for his victory in Outworld and to express my gratitude for all his assistance.
Gotta make himself look all good
With
and shit.
Sub-Zero now the Grand Master of the Lin Kuei, Earthrealm will be well protected.
Let's go.
That was
cool.
That was lame as shit.
Yeah, I know.
Boraicho looked gruff, but beamed inwardly. With their victory over the Deadly Alliance complete, he and Kung Lao had liberated Outworld from its latest threat. Despite the years that had passed since training his last student, his skills had proven useful once more. He was elated, but it would be inappropriate to express such emotions in front of his newest apprentice. Kung Lao invited his master to return with him to Earthrealm to teach more warriors at the Wuxi Academy. The success of his apprentice gave him renewed confidence in his training skills and, for the first time, a clear purpose in life. Boraicho offered only token resistance. He accepted the offer because the defenders of Earthrealm could certainly use his help, but more importantly, because Earthrealm's rice wine put Outworld's liquor to shame.
Damn, he said.
So he went there to get crunk.
I guess I'll stay.
What the fuck going on?
Kano and Sonya had fought before.
Did that one fucking
Although
Lee May
Kano
right there?
was humiliated by his defeat at her hands so many years ago.
Oh,
This time,
he ready with
the
them lows
outcome
this
would be
time.
different. Kano had stolen Quan Chi's
Oh.
amulet at the request of
Dead.
Shang Tsung.
Got him.
With the amulet in his possession, Kano came to the realization that he was now in total control of the revived undefeatable army. Rather than hand the amulet and the army over to Shang Tsung, Kano kept them for himself and used the army to ambush Sonya, ending their long rivalry once and for all.
This is
The
Sonya's.
ambusher
Wait,
with
this
a
is
whole-
Sonya's ending.
I think it's Kano's.
Kano got resurrected by Liu Kang or
thought-
possessed.
I think that was Quan Chi's,
thought
right?
That was Quan Chi's?
Yeah.
To guard the molten incubation
Oh, yeah, that
chamber,
makes sense.
Blaze was finally
The
freed
hell?
once the dragon egg had hatched. He then resumed the quest he had undertaken before being subdued by his captors.
Bro, was that it?
Let's go. He was free.
Keep your eyes on the
Oh.
monster Angus Thickburger. With
Thick
sizzling bacon
burger.
and 2
Let's
1/3 pound
go.
Angus.
This is what.
Sponsorship?
This is what he sounds
Your
like.
daddy now. The new
Fucking
monster
scary.
Angus Thickburger at Carl's Jr. Feed your
Oh! Oh, mocap! I forgot about him.
There's no thing. Mocap Man was a primary martial arts talent. Fuck.
Oh,
Mocap man.
Mocap Man was a primary martial arts talent for motion capture during the production. Gotta read it like Raiden.
Mocap man.
Of Johnny Cage's movie based on recent events in Outworld.
Damn.
He was referred to the game designers at Midway Games and used in the production of the video game adaptation of the movie The End.
Damn, you gotta put the breath in there.
The End.
He was used for the production of the movie, The End. That's how you know he was made
Damn,
hella
look at-
late. Don't
look
even
at my
have the voice
boy.
actors.
Bruh, why Kano directing that shit? What does that say?
Kill.
Kill Vogel? God
Oh,
damn.
who Vogel is. Look at Ed Boon talking to mocap. Is that Ed Boon?
Is that? I don't think that's Ed
I'm just
Boon.
gonna assume that is Ed Boon. Why mocap so big? Look at him.
Yeah, tall as hell, like 7 foot.
That boy
Dunk
do
on
be tall
everybody.
though. Fucking wild. They said fuck mocap. Don't give him a fucking voiceover.
That's how you know they made him hella late. They made him after they're already done with all the voice acting.
They're like,
fuck.
oh, we need one more character. Like, fuck it,
They're like,
mocap.
they're like, alright, nothing.
Damn.
Let's go. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
A lot of those endings
fucking
was-
Draman.
A lot of those endings are weird. Dramen's literally is never, ever even referred to ever again. Nowhere ever does it ever refer to. Well, I guess we'll find out if it is in Deception and Armageddon. But I don't remember ever being like, this motherfucker transformed back into a human, or he merged with Quan Chi or some shit. I don't know what the fuck happened. And Moloch was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, Moloch was like, you good? Like, what the fuck? Fucking Liu Kang
A
going
lot of
into
the-
Kano.
Dude, Liu Kang going to Kano.
a
That
lot
shit
of those
was wild.
endings were like, bro, he just got wrecked. Like your own guy won with just got wrecked. Like Quan Chi died after that. Liu Kang in Kano's body whooped his ass.
Yeah.
He fucking got his
Are we
ass.
gonna watch the movies on this channel? Or?
We should.
We should.
We should, but I don't think we can be
I
allowed
don't think
to.
we're
No.
allowed to just play them, but we should.
Yeah.
Do a little commentary.
Hey, we could do commentary and the people can put on the movie.
Yeah.
Like fucking.
Oh yeah, like Djibouti's done
Yes.
before.
Yeah.
Alright, well that was bios and endings. I like the endings, thought they were pretty good. But
It's funny thinking about it. MK4 was the only game to have cutscenes for endings. Every
Yeah.
single game doesn't have no other game has endings.
Yeah, I can see why, because it would be hard. It was probably confusing for people when they saw an ending for someone, then didn't really, go with the story on the next game and shit.
Well, yeah.
Because you saw it happen. You just saw it happen.
I don't know, dude. Like MK9, X, and 11's endings are kind of whack compared to like these. I like these, but these are like story. Like I don't know. These are cool. Those other ones, I swear, go in the most random fucking directions. MK9s are kind of cool.
the fuck
MK9
is
be
this
having
shit?
Cabal turn into fucking Terminator or whatever the fuck and shit like that.
Terminator?
You remember MK9 ending?
Oh,
It goes
yeah.
fucking insane
You
in the
can turn
memory.
ultimate on that one.
Yeah, that shit's wild.
Alright,
these
well,
stories be going crazy.
Next video gonna be reacting to the fatalities.
Fatals. We already seen what, 2 of them?
Yeah,
We've
we
seen
seen two.
two.
We saw Kano and Quan
And
Chi.
Quan Chi's like, oh, like
Bro,
those are
Chi's
both
was
hella.
wild.
Quan Chi is fucking funny as shit.
He's
Ed
got
Boon
my ass.
himself said he was disgusted that was even in the game or whatever the fuck he said. That shit's funny.
Alright. We'll see you guys on the next one.
Peace.
Monster
wait,
Inc.
do I have
is
to say
thick,
something? Freaking, I don't know. Mocap on that like button.
Don't forget to wake up human on that like button. God.
Wake up human on that like button.
Come
yeah.
out human and slap that like button. God damn. Don't forget to be possessed by Liu Kang and like that button. God damn.
Consciousness ripped
Don't
out
don't
of
forget
you
to
from a
possess the
magical
like
orb.
button like Liu Kang
Like Liu
on
Kang.
Kano. And subscribe for your boys.
Alright, see you guys.
You don't believe in liking, subscribing? Well, you better start believing in both.